Antonio Rivera, and let me just, am I not working? You didn't turn me on well.
Do you remember Paul from Poker?
Yeah, it's Paul Duke.
Yeah.
Dick.
Do it.
You want to go back to
Yeah.
slides?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you I can't remember if you met him.
Oh, okay, okay, no, no problem, that's fine.
Yeah, you do remember.
My way too hot.
All right.
Me wife.
Yeah.
So I have the honor and privilege of introducing Jose Antonio
Clearly.
Rivera. He is a former three-time world boxing champion in 2 different weight classes. The state of Massachusetts first Latino world champion and the only 2-division world champion to date. Most importantly, since being introduced to USANA in 2005, Jose loves and only trusts USANA Health Sciences for his and his family's health. So we have Jose zooming in from Massachusetts. Oh good, we got you, that's great. You never know if technology's gonna work, right? So hello, welcome Jose, how are you?
How you guys doing?
Great, great.
Awesome.
Let's give a big round of applause. So please share with us your story. Tell us all about how you were introduced to USANA and how it helped you with your boxing career.
All right. I was introduced to USANA in April of 2005. Believe it or not, it happened to be after I had lost my one of my world titles by split decision. I would just hit a down spiral in my career. My immune system was not that great. I was getting sick a lot. Had a hard time losing weight, and then a friend of mine introduced me to his doctor, sports physician, Dr. Brian Busconi, who works for the Boston Red Sox. And I went to his office, talked to him about my issues, and the first thing he asked me is, "What are you taking to give you an edge?" And I said, "Doc," I said, "they test us after the fight." And he goes, "No, not that kind of edge, stupid." He said, "What are you taking for macronutrients and micronutrients?" And I was like, "Oh, I said I don't take anything, and I just try to eat healthy as I can, which I need to healthy." And he said, "That's your problem." He said, "Every top athlete takes something to give them an edge." He goes, "And I want to introduce you to this company that I researched." This is him telling me at the time. He gives to all his athletes. And the best thing I liked about it, which from an athlete's perspective, you don't feel like they're trying to throw stuff at you, is he says, "I'm not involved with the company. I don't receive anything from the company. I just researched and I saw that this company was the best company out there." So that earned my trust. Plus, I was desperate, so I gave it a try. He introduced me to Dr. Peter Rugg, who is also a USANA doctor, and they gave me a rundown of everything that I would need from the essentials, before they were called the essentials, the biomedical fish oil, Proposa, proflavanol, and propanol, and then the shakes, the Nutrimilk shakes. And I just started with that back then in 2005. And then I started training again, started getting ready, and I started noticing a real difference, because when I'm off of boxing training, I'm starting training again. I already know, once you take 2-3 weeks off from training, you're building up that training again, so you know where you're at. And my first day back in the gym, it was like too easy. Like it's almost like I wasn't off. And so the next day I went back to the gym and I trained again, same situation. So the next day I picked it up a little bit, still feeling good. And I'm saying to myself, like, what's going on? And then it just triggered to me. I said, could it be these products that I've been started taking? And I just started, up my training. Now I'm in my 30s, early 30s when I started USANA Health Sciences. Let me tell you, training on these products, I felt better. I felt my energy was better. My conditioning was better. My recovery was better. It was like all the things that I was looking for, and I was starting to receive now. and I started seeing the benefits, and so much so that I was so impressed with the USANA nutritionals that I asked Dr. Peter Rugg to I wanted to tour the company USANA Sciences because I was just very impressed. I was blown away by it, and then I got to see their manufacturing facility, and that's it. I was sold. I said, man, because he just wanted to make sure that it's that athlete guarantee. That if you're on these products, you're not gonna fail a drug test or anything like that, and help me feel confident and good. When you go after a fight and you got a test, you know that you're safe and you're taking not only the best nutritionals but also the safest nutritionals. And for me as an athlete, that was really, really, really important. I'll tell you guys a quick story. During that process, I was now on the USANA nutritionals for a year, and I had gotten hurt. It was a nagging injury that I had put off for maybe like 10 years. I just cortisone shot. And it was an ulnar nerves damage, and it gave out. So I needed surgery, but the doctor really, really wanted to give me a heads up. He says this may be career ending. This is no guarantees how your elbow's gonna react to coming back from this. So had the surgery. All the doctors told me they don't want me taking anything, no nothing. Don't take anything, no nutrition, no nothing. Just go have the surgery. I talked to Dr. Rugg. I said, these doctors are saying don't take none of this stuff, and he says nah. He says load up with other stuff, and he specifically says fish oil, Percosa, Proflavanol, and besides the essentials that I was taking at the time. I says okay, so I trusted him. I loaded up, and I had the surgery. After the surgery, the doctor put me in a slingshot, and he says he was very, very confident on how well the surgery went. He says it's gonna probably take you about a year to recover. He says, but I feel you'll be able to fight again, which is the most important part for you, I know. And I said, okay. I said, that's all I wanted to hear. I'll do the rest. And they didn't put me in the cast. He put me in a sling because he says he wanted to speed up the healing process. So what they did was he said, I want you to take the sling off every once in a while, daily. He said, and I want you to kind of like just move around. What he wanted me to do was just kind of bring my arm back and down a little bit. Don't put too much pressure. He says, but he goes, by the end of the week, or at least 2 weeks, you should be able to have full range of motion, and you should be able to touch your shoulder. So I said, okay, and sent me home. As soon as I got home, me being the way I am, I took off the slingshot because I want to see what I'm starting with. And right away, I had full range of motion. Wow. So I put the slingshot back on. I don't know why I did that, because when I called him, he's not able to see me, but I put the slingshot back on. And I called him and I said, hey, doc, he goes, yes. I says, so remember you said that by the end of the week or 2 weeks, I'd be able to have full range of motion. And he says, you're not messing with your elbow, are you? I said, no. I just want to let you know that I have full range of motion now. He said, bullshit. I said, no, I do. He says, come over to my house. So he didn't believe me. So I drove to his house, and he took the slingshot off, and he's moving my arm around, doing all this stuff like that. And he goes, what the hell have you been doing? And I says, and then believe it or not, it was through that interaction and result of my recovery that I was able to connect him and Dr. Rugg and USANA, and I think they had done some type of study on the Percosa and Proflavanol and some other stuff and stuff like that. But that was separate from the doctor scientist. I just made the connection, and I started physical therapy within that week. They kicked me out after my second session, and it didn't take me a year to fight again. I actually had won my third world title after 8 months after surgery. Wow. Surgery, 8 months, third world title. And I was supposed to be out for a whole year, So it just shows you that I learned this, that if you take care of your body and you you obviously, if you work out and exercise, very important. The food consumption has to be right there as well. But then when you add the USANA nutritionals on top of it, I feel like a machine. I'm talking about I'm in my 30s now, and I felt way better than I did when I was in my 20s, early 20s, and mid to late 20s. I would my 30s self would have kicked my 20 self's ass all day, every day. The last story I'll tell you guys is when I was training for my first world title fight in the gym. We have this routine that we do in the gym that my trainer is calls drills. So we're hitting the heavy bag nonstop, straight punches like this, straight punches, nonstop. So and then obviously you got to go fast, but you got to keep your hands up. He don't want to see you do this, and he don't want to see you do that. He wants full extension, nonstop. And I had the record, and this was back in '94, 626 punches. And then, now 24 years old, 25, 26, USANA careers rolling, stuff like that. But I still wasn't able to beat the record, 626 or high end. It's almost like I had a great training day. And then now, as I was getting ready for my third world title fight, after surgery, I'm 33 years old, fighting for my third world title fight. Obviously, I was on USANA for a couple of years, 992 punches. That's it. So, like I tell you, the proof is in the pudding. It's the USANA nutritionals. That's why after I retired from boxing, but for me, the nutritionals for my body and for me is very important as I get older. I want to feel and look younger. I used to use skincare line, obviously, and stuff like that. But for my family, it's most importantly for my family. I got 4 kids, and I'm also a grandfather. So I have a 2-year-old grandson. So I recite him young. He takes the chewables. He loves the chewables. My 5-year-old daughter, loves the chewables. And it starts young. And I didn't learn at a young age, which is why I went through what I went through. But everything happens for a reason, and had I not gone through what I went through, then I would have learned about USANA. And I'm just glad and grateful to God that here I am, USANA through and through.
Amen.
Well, thank you very much, Jose. That was fantastic. I never get tired of your story. Your story is so inspirational. I love it that it helped you win the 2 additional boxing championships. Plus, I love it that his whole family and his children and his grandkids are still a USANA family. So thank you for being a USANA family. We really appreciate your time today, and let's give him another big round of applause.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And USANA.
God bless. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Am I on? I'm on this time. Was that fantastic? That was absolutely so amazing. It's such a testimony of really what USANA can do for your physical health. And I just want to have the opportunity now to talk about the USANA difference from a business opportunity.